Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Starseed channel. Oh, let me start again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Starseed podcast and the Starseed channel. It's your girl Bree, and we're back with another episode. And we're also live. Well, not live, but there's a video for YouTube. So, hello, YouTube. Hello to my podcast subscribers and listeners. I hope you all are well in the mind, body, and spirit. Today it's big day because today Mercury Stations Retrograde in Gemini, and we also have Aries Jupiter starting today. This will last until October, and the Mercury retrograde will last until about June 3rd. So buckle up. We have a lot going on here. And I just wanted to address something really quick. I know in my last podcast, I was talking about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case. I am not at all victim shaming. I listened back and I was like, oh no, that sounds like a little crazy. It sounds like I don't believe women, and that is certainly not the case. I most of the time do believe women first before anything. And in this case, I was just like, okay, like I know what, abuse sounds like, and that is not abuse. These are just two people that basically took it too far and they're wasting everybody's time. So I just wanted to clear that up and apologize if I was triggering to anyone or if I triggered anyone. I am very sorry about that. So it's just a little, accountability and feedback from myself. But I hope that you are doing well outside of that. I hope that your week is starting off in the right direction. This is Gemini Mercury retrograde, so it's about to be a wild ride. It's about to be very much chatty, very much chaotic with Aries, Jupiter, and Mercury. Mercury and Jupiter are opposites, but they're opposites that complement each other because Mercury is like the early learning, the inquisitiveness, the data collecting, everything. And then Jupiter wants to get to the truth. Jupiter wants to get the truth out. Jupiter is wise. So it's the later learning. It's the learning over time versus absorbing the early learning. And Jupiter is for everybody. Mercury is collecting information for themselves. And so that is currently what is happening right now. So if your technology is getting a little wonky, if you find yourself sending some passive aggressive or feeling passive aggressive through emails, those to whom it may concern, and per my last email type language, you'll probably see that a little bit more during this transit. And I just want to say this is retrogrades are time to review and to just reset, reassess the way that you do things. Like if you find yourself in the middle of like car problems, communication problems, technical difficulties, and just miscommunications, this is not a good time for contracts. But then again, I'm like, if you're in alignment and you've been doing the work, like I don't know that this is a horrible time for contracts, but it's normally said not to do anything like that during Mercury retrograde because communication is moving backwards. So try to stay away from contracts and things like that. What else? And then with Aries Jupiter, this is about being first. This is about taking initiative. This is about being able to expand, being the one to lead. Aries is about leadership. It's about war. It's about fighting, but it's also about trying things, making mistakes, strategizing, making mistakes, and learning from them. That is how we gain confidence, by saying, oh, I tried this, it didn't work, but I tried it a different way, and it worked that way. So this is a great time to be unionizing with your community and taking initiative on the things that you believe in, performing for the things that you believe in, because Jupiter wants to expand. Jupiter is about abundance and growth, and that's pretty much what this Aries Jupiter is going to be about. And it's about to be a wild 6 months because it's also eclipse season that will be also going on. So we have a lot going on. So we want to stay grounded. We want to stay grounded. We want to make sure that we're concerting our efforts where they need to be and not just all over the place. Like, I was laughing at myself because during the pandemic last year, there was like a lot going on. There was a lot of protesting. There was a lot of injustice. There was a lot of killings, which I realize now is done on purpose, or the energy of, let's kill a black man and stir up controversy. Like, that's like, and just in general, crime is very marketable and it's very like, oh, look at me, so now I realize that is part of the matrix as well. RIP to those men and those people that died in 2020, everybody. But I realize now that a lot of the media stuff, a lot of the Black Lives Matter stuff, it was all kind of like gimmicky, and it became this like trend and in black squares, and so I was a part of all of that. I was having pretty much a manic episode when that was happening. So now I realize, like, okay, it's a lot better when you just focus in on what you can actually do in your community, in your life. I donated money and things like that, but it's all the emotion and energy that I put into it was what they wanted. So just keep that in mind with its Aries Jupiter. We're going to see a lot of like chaotic activity. We're going to see a lot of protests. We're going to see a lot of people taking initiative on the things that they believe in. And Aries is also, or Mars is also moving into Aries. So it's going to be like, it's going to be a lot. So just maintain your peace. So what I want to do is do a reading for us today. It's Mars Day. Mars and Jupiter and Mercury are hanging out and dancing together. Aries energy and Gemini energy is very childlike. It's like two toddlers coming together and coming up with a plan and taking over. That's pretty much what the energy will be for the next 2 months. So, I got my good old handy tarot deck here. Oh, let me cut on my monitor. Okay. Still on mommy duties. Okay. So what I want to do is just do a reading and just keep going. Until I feel like, what do we need to focus on during these transits and this Aries, Jupiter, Mercury retrograde? Where is the energy right now? And it feels very much like you need to be focused on your own stuff, like very self-oriented, but self-oriented in a way that is inspiring to others. So that's what Aries is all about. So let's get it done. Shuffling. I gotta shuffle. I cannot do a reading without shuffling. Okay. Alright, we have 6 of Wands. So this is definitely transformation. We're definitely moving into a more so like, it's time to come out of the shadows. It's time to come out of this Pisces energy that we were in, where we gained clarity and we were searching for the truth. But now that we know the truth, it's time to get out and act. It's time to move. It's time to get it popping. And so with Wands, these are things. You see how it looks like the butterfly is leaving things behind. So we're leaving behind old beliefs, old behavior, maybe even old passions that we had, like things that we thought that we really wanted, or things that we thought that we were okay we were okay with that we're not anymore. Wands is very active, it's moving, and so to be moving those things, it looks like we're leaving those things behind and focusing on what's in front of us and the changes that are about to happen. Um, and this is also like a responsible energy as well. Like this is somebody or some people who are feeling responsible for a group, feeling responsible for their family, needing to be the one to change things, like the generational curse breaker. And this may be at your job as well. This is something that you're truly passionate about, something that your emotions are attached to, that you feel like it is time to make a move. Okay, next card of the deck is Two of Swords. So there's some information that is coming to us that is blinding. Like I was saying in the last podcast, I was saying this where like there is an energy of deception, of course. Always in the matrix there is always like deception, so we want to look out for things that are being sent to blind us. So we're about to be hit with a lot of information, a lot of like gossipy, sudden information that's gonna maybe change the course of how we act. But it again feels like a time to review, reset, reassess the way that we move and the things that we are trying to accomplish under these transits of Mercury retrograde, and just goals that you have, things that you're trying to get done. And it feels like there may be a shift or a change or something that will uh, change your perspective on how you want to move in the future, how you want to move in your groups, in your family, or at your job. This also may be actual movement, like this is swords and wands, so it feels like this is about to be like some major movement in your life. Next card is Eight of Cups. So we'll be leaving something behind. Like this is still the energy of the Six of Wands. Like we're leaving something behind, some emotions behind. We're not allowing this to stagnate us, right? And so, but this also could be, people that are letting their emotions get caught up in what it normally gets caught up in. So if you normally are triggered by the news, or you're normally triggered by what people are saying about you or what you need to be doing, or this is very much like, are you going to behave emotionally like you normally do, or are you going to let that dead weight go and push forward? So this is a good time for isolation. Next card out of the deck is Eight of Swords, so another one of these swords. So this is a butterfly in the cocoon. The butterfly, while it's in the cocoon, is ready for transformation. This is the second butterfly that we've seen in this reading so far. So I definitely think that there is a change happening. There is transformation happening within us. There is change and transformation happening around us. And we need to go within to figure out how to move, figure out how to unionize, figure out how to use family members and people, friends, co-workers, whatever it may be, to come together and get stuff done. This could be just going within yourself and allowing yourself to be moved and used in a way that is going to create positive change and revolutionary change. But it definitely feels like a big change is coming with these two. Like metamorphosis is happening while we're sitting back waiting to see what's going to happen. And this definitely feels like a lot of information coming our way, a lot of choices coming our way. This may even be technology. This may even be like technological changes that is forcing us to review and reassess how we conduct ourselves each day. It almost feels like it might be like just like power, like the power grid. Like I'm feeling like, your computer might not be working right, might not have access to power, something like that. I'm feeling like, but either way, with these two butterflies and the swords and the wands, this is definitely quick paced, moving, quick paced information coming our way, and we're being pushed to change. We're being pushed to change our perspectives, and this might be not be the easiest thing if you are a stubborn person, if you are blocking. You block other people from helping you, block other people from giving you information. This is going to be hard for people who are stubborn because you're used to doing things a certain way. You're very fixed signs. It feels like that energy. And I know fixed signs are being challenged right now with the eclipses in fixed signs. And then we have this Aries, pushy Aries, Jupiter energy going on, and we also have Gemini retrograde. So it's a lot of just a lot of movement, and if you don't change, it's going to change anyway. So you might as well adjust and get used to it and figure out what you want to do. Oh, this card is so good, the Magician. So the Magician is a Gemini card, which is what I think we needed to see. Because this is a sign that you have everything you need. So you have the ability to see chaos. You have the ability to hit rock bottom. You have the ability to get some unfortunate news and take it and create something that you didn't even know you could do. Create something that wasn't even available to you up until this point, because now you're listening to spirit, you're in alignment, so you know what to do when things like this come up. Energy is going to be hard for people who want to do something a certain way. Like maybe you're used to paying your way, maybe you're used to finessing, manipulating, or just being a bully about it. But this energy is saying you're going to have to tap into each of your gifts. It's not just going to be a money thing. It's not just going to be an intellect thing. It's not just going to be an emotion thing. You got to figure out how to use all of your gifts, all of your talents, all of your skills, and put them to work on this next journey. Yeah, the Magician energy is really strong because we have Gemini retrograde. So you want to like take the information and get creative with it, get real like flexible with how and adaptable. Gemini is a mutable sign. Mutable signs are constantly changing, constantly moving, constantly like, okay, I need to change my identity, so it's a sign that you have the abilities to make that happen. Let me pull more card. Oh, the Emperor. So this is some good Aries energy, and it's interesting because we just got the Two of Swords, which also has the blocked out sun. So we have this information coming in that's might be distracting, that might be dominating to our emotions at the time, but we also have the opportunity to lead with the Emperor. This is like positive Aries energy. So this is strong, masculine, divine masculine energy. This is protective. This is strong. This is forward thinking, direct information coming our way, and we are able to take that information and make way for our new future. But it's going to have to be less ego. It's going to have to be less needing to be right, and ability to lead interdependently. This is going to be like, yeah, the information that you have may be true for you, but when presented with new information, learn how to adjust to that new information. We also have a lunar eclipse Scorpio coming up, but I'm going to do a separate video for that. So this is definitely wise moving energy. This is like a test to see how much you've been working on yourself. We also have Pluto retrograde right now. which feels for me, where I have Capricorn and I have Pluto, this is a time that I'm reviewing everything that I've done in the past year, past couple years, and just kind of patting myself on the back. So this is another opportunity for you to look back on what you've done and look at the strategies that you've used for power, strategies that you've used for gain, for social gain, money, the way that you've been getting money, things like that are being reviewed right now. And so you want to really take a deep dive into that and then apply it to now. Like, what things can I take with me? What things need to stay where they're at? Like, yeah, I got away with it that time, but I probably don't want to do it again. So, this is definitely wise, like wanting you to be wise, wanting you to understand your responsibilities in the group, understand your responsibility to yourself and your responsibility to others, and how you should take that seriously within every action. But also, obviously we want to make time for play, we want to make time for our own self-care, but we also want to be aware of our actions, aware of our selfishness, aware of the things that we say, aware of how we move. All of those things matter. Okay, I think I want to pull a moon card because I have a moon card right here. And I hope I don't pull a weird moon card, because sometimes I get stuff and I'm like, what is disseminating moon? I never heard of that. It's 11:25. Gosh, time flies. Okay. All right. We are gonna pull a moon card. Spirit, what is the moon energy for this? The moon is our instincts. You are very close to achieving your goal. So yes, that's what I feel like too. It feels like, oh, this is the last push of a change. This is the last push of a change that we're going through right now. This is the last push the old out, especially with this Pluto retrograde and the way that we think about work, the way that we think about achievement, the way that we think about goals, the way that we think about social gain and things like that is changing. You are not the same. You are not who you were anymore. And it's okay. Or you may be the same as you were and you might be okay with that. But now is a push in the right direction. Now, this last hurdle, this last test, this last exam, this last job obstacle, this last part of the creative project, the last part of just whatever you are working on. Spirit is wanting you to push through. Spirit is saying it may not look good right now, but it will later, as long as you keep staying focused. You really don't have time for self-doubt while transits are in Aries. While planets are in Aries, Aries don't have time to wait. Aries don't want to wait. Aries is impulsive. Aries is direct. Aries is always on the move and ready to move and do stuff. Get it done. So you don't have time for self-doubt anymore. You don't have time to rest on your laurels. It's time to get it popping and get it moving. Okay. All right. That is the message and the reading for the day. I hope y'all enjoyed that. If you are listening on the podcast, it will be available on YouTube soon. Hopefully today, if my child will allow me to get that done. But it's also available on the podcast, obviously, but on YouTube you can actually see the cards that I have. And again, if you would like a reading, please click the link. I am doing written reports right now. I am not doing like over the phone or in-person readings right now because I do not have the schedule. I don't have the time yet, but I will soon, one day. So I possibly might do like videos. I'm thinking about like if you pay for a reading, then you can send me a video asking your question, and then I will send you a video back. It will not work if I cannot see you. I need to see you. I need to feel your energy. So no, we cannot do recordings. But I am thinking about opening up a telephone number. That way, if you have a question or if you have like an astrology question, for instance, I'll be able to answer through text. And I'm thinking about that, but I'm not like I'm in a place where I kind of want feedback, so I don't know how I would get feedback about that. So just hang on for that news. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and I love you. Bye.